Good day, McVeigh, and happy Tuesday. Let's get started with our birthdays. Oh, several today. Happy birthday today to Keegan Love O'Keefe in our second grade, AJ Haranarian in our third grade, Anna Ron Sarkar in our third grade, Lara Nunez in our kindergarten, and Miss Haggerty. Wow, big group. So boys and girls, on Friday, we're going to have our Flag Day celebration and our morning announcements like we always do outside. We're going to have it all together by grade level, but we'll have the same ceremony. So each of you will have your own ceremony, one at 9, 10, I'm sorry, 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, in grade order, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So kindergarten at 9, first grade 9:30, second grade 10 o'clock, third grade 10:30, fourth grade 11, and fifth grade 11:30. So we'll be doing this live together, which I'm so excited about to see you all on Friday. I'll see you. We'll be in a Google Meet, but that's okay. At least I get to see your faces, because every day I only get to see my face filming this. All right, let's get to some jokes. The Yarkins had 2 jokes to me yesterday. He actually dropped off 4 jokes, so now I have 2 more. But hello, there's still more school, boys and girls. We don't finish till Friday. I need some more jokes. Okay, so first one. Where do bulls get their messages? From the bulletin board. And I love their little picture of the bulletin board. Nice work, girls. Next one. What do you call a baby monkey? A chimp off the old block. So, again, and that's a baby monkey. Nice work, girls. So, chimp meaning from the word chimpanzee. All right. So, we had a riddle. Only a couple of you got this, so I'm going to say it again and see if anybody can figure it out. Bobby threw a ball as hard as he could. Nobody caught it or touched it, and the ball didn't touch anything, but it came back to him. How is that possible? He threw the ball, nobody touched it, nobody caught it, and it didn't touch anything, but it came back to him. How is that possible? I think you can figure this out. All right, now, where on earth? So, this was the clue. There's Miss Paridi. And I said, look closely. Color of the water. Maybe you can see some of the landscape in the back. Looks like there's some sand there, and she drew an arrow, and she's pointing to the animals on the beach, sea lions. Sea lions are a big clue as to where she is. Very big clue. And when you figure it out, you'll know why. But I'm going to give you another giant clue. Take a look at the size of that turtle. That is not Photoshop. That's a real turtle. It's a real horse. Look at the size of that turtle. Big clue as to where she is. Here's a close-up of what that turtle looks like. Look at the size of the turtle in comparison to the trees behind it. Where on earth is Miss Paridi? Let's see. Now, several of you figured out the town. Here was the clue. And you figured out that was Oyster Bay. So that's an oyster shell, and inside it says Bay. Well done. So the Capolas, Cardali, Zach, Emma, Justin, Emily, Alyssa, super job. By the way, the Capolas, Emma, and Alyssa also figured out the riddle, but I want to give it another day, see if anybody else can figure it out. But I have a new Name That Town. This one is near us as well. So, looks like flowers, and there's some skyscrapers. Where is that? What is that a picture of? And boys and girls, now it's time for some science. So today we have Patrick Lee. So this is super cool. Check it out.
The question to my science experiment is, will the volume of gas expand when it is not in hot or cold water? My hypothesis is the balloon will expand in hot water because I noticed that my fingers swell up in the heat, but this doesn't happen in the cold weather. Procedure. I put a balloon over this empty water bottle, and I have filled one bowl with ice cold water and another bowl with hot water. Now I'm going to demonstrate. In cold water, it doesn't go up. But as we go into hot water, you can see it's starting to rise. I'm going to show it one more time. As it goes in cold water, now it deflates. But once it goes back in hot water, you can see it inflates. My observations is that the air in the balloon expanded in hot water but contracted in the cold water. My conclusion is the volume expands when it is in hot water.
Okay, so nice work, Patrick. And again, Patrick did some great things there relative to being a scientist. So if you notice, both bowls had the same amount of water. He controlled the temperature, but he kept the bottle the same. So that's really important. If he'd used different sized bottles, or if he'd used different balloons, it would have changed, and you would have to repeat that experiment to make sure that all of the variables stay the same with the exception of one. The different variable here was cold water versus hot water. And so his hypothesis was that the balloon would expand, and it did because the volume of air expanded. So he based that upon the fact that in the summer, his fingers swell or things are tighter on his hands. So you might know something about that. If in the summer, if you try to put a ring on, it's a little bit tighter, or in the winter, it's a little more loose. So the volume of air expands with heat. Now, as I'm thinking about Patrick's experiment, I'm also thinking about some others that we've seen along the way where we saw something different relative to temperature. So something acted differently in the cold than it did in something hot. I specifically remember Emma sharing something like this. Remember, she had, I think hers was the blue dye, and you had to dip the paper in and to see if one traveled further and temperature made a difference. And then the question was, why does temperature make a difference? So I'm going to ask that question here. We know that it did happen. We saw that the balloon expanded in the hot water, but not in the cold. And in fact, it deflated in the cold. But why? So yes, the volume of air increased, but why? That's always the question that the scientists ask. Why did that happen? Why? All right, see if somebody can come up with that, figure out what's happening with this science. And I have to say, in general, boys and girls, I've been so impressed with all the work you did on the science fair. I've loved seeing all of your projects, seeing all your videos. Typically, at the science fair, I get to go around and see your projects and you explain them to me, but seeing the videos has been fantastic. So kudos to every one of you who decided to do a science fair. Good work. All right, and so now, boys and girls, it's time for a mighty kind moment of the day. So we're going to get our drum roll. Da, da, da. And going to come right over. Okay. So, boys and girls, it's my filming is turned off a couple of times today, but nonetheless, we're back. Here is the mighty kind moment of the day. Open your mind, be kind. I love that because it rhymes, number one. Number two, I don't know exactly what the person who wrote this meant by this. But for me, it means that when I think about others and the things that they do and the things that they say, I start with kindness. So, what do I mean by that? So, sometimes things happen. People say something or they do something, and it could be something that bothers me. But if I open my mind to be kind, what I do is I first think, almost like a scientist, why did they say that? Why are they acting like that? Instead of just reacting. And when I think about why they're doing that, a lot of times I'm thinking about, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe things aren't going well. I don't know. But then I can respond with kindness. So I'm going to give you a classic example. So I was driving on my way to McVeigh today, and somebody cut me off. Now, at first you want to be mad. Maybe you want to honk or something else. But I thought, gee, I wonder if that person has an emergency or if they're rushing. Oh, I hope everything's okay for them. See, there's a difference. If I open my mind to other possibilities, I can be kind. But if I just react and honk or do something else, then I become part of the problem. Maybe I make that person's day worse. So it's something about thinking first. Think, then respond. Open your mind, be kind. That's what that means to me. So when somebody does something that you don't really like very much, open your mind so that you can be kind rather than just reacting. It's hard, but you can do it. And I know you can. Why? Because you're a mighty mind. Not only that, you're a mighty kind, mighty mind. And boys and girls, every day is a great day to get smart and be kind to both each other and the earth. Let's have a wonderful day.